Hello, everyone. If you haven't already tried my new sound-guided meditation, Trip in the Rain, I will link it here and in the description so that you can see what it's all about. And for those of you that are perhaps wondering about the practice, I just wanted to offer some commentary and a little bit of history on it now. The founder of the Jesuit order, St. Ignatius of Loyola, he taught his followers a way of meditating that is truly unique in both its form and its function. He called it imaginative contemplation. And really, whether you're Catholic, Christian, Buddhist, generally spiritual, not spiritual at all, we all have imaginations simply by the virtue of being human. And if you've landed on this channel, chances are pretty good that you enjoy music and art or an artist yourself, and you probably love using that imaginative muscle, or at the very least, the idea of using it. And let's be honest, there are lots of excuses to waste our imagination. And really, most of us grow up and don't practice using it like we did when we were kids and it came very naturally. So I propose that instead of continuing to deaden our senses, why not practice flexing this particular creative muscle and actually grow into better humans at the same time? St. Ignatius, his intention was that first and foremost, we would know that we are loved. And secondly, that we would have a way to identify our spiritual weaknesses and systematically work to improve them. And as a woman with ADHD, knowing that I am progressing even a little bit every day goes a very long way. And this particular method of meditation works so well because I'm not required to focus on any one thing for an extended period of time. I can move my focus around, and I actually understand myself and the circumstances of my life better when I'm done, as opposed to just feeling more calm or more centered or whatever. That's fine. It's great. But growth is really what I'm after, and that's what I want to share. So to get a little more into how this meditation works, the goal of this type of meditation is not to empty ourselves or even to focus inward. It's really to offer ourselves as a kind of sacrifice that is ready to be changed, ready to be vulnerable and open up and have light shed on the dark parts of ourselves. We don't want to shove those things aside and pretend that they're not there. We actually want to call them up and deal with them. And the imagination is the tool that St. Ignatius chose to do that. So how did this, my particular meditation, come to be? Well, music is my art form of choice. And so I knew that I wanted music to have a very prominent part to play. I didn't want to write a track that would just fade into the background or just be an atmospheric component. I actually wanted the sounds to be the meditation. And I recently came across a series on the Calm app that's specifically for ADHD brains. And the one that I loved most was where you actually swing your attention back and forth. It was infinitely easier than trying to focus on my breath, which I can't always feel the sensation of my breath very strongly. And like 15 minutes of focusing on one amorphous thing is really too much. So I loved that I could move my attention around and practice calling my attention to different things, which is really the goal of many meditations, the practice of calling your attention back when your mind wanders. But an ADHD mind will really never not wander. So the practice of moving it around is both doable and practical. So I utilized this swinging technique in addition to letting the sounds themselves be the foundation for building the mental scene that we spend the meditation time exploring in. using this imaginative contemplation style of St. Ignatius's. So if you want to try this out, the link is in the description. And when you're finished with it, there's a channel in my Discord server devoted to sharing your meditation stories. I hope that will be self-evident after you've actually done the meditation itself. The invite link to the Discord server is in the description as well. I truly hope that this style of meditation is enjoyable for you, but more so that it's actually helpful and enlightening to you as a human. I'll be posting one of these each month in the midst of all the other lo-fi music and art aesthetic content, and I will have them in a playlist where you can access them at your leisure. So, happy meditating, and I hope to hear from you in the Discord.